Good morning, YouTube. This is LA Prepper here from Los Angeles, California. Just did a little trip to the 99-cent store. And just for sheer entertainment purposes, we're going to see what I got from the store. And look at this total here. Paid $44 or $43.35 and change. So without further ado, let's look at bag number one. All right. Now keep in mind this dollar store, almost everything here cost $1. I'll try to let you know if something didn't. We have some tostada shells, loaf of bread, whole wheat bread, cereal, one of my kind of cheat foods since I like cereal. We got some whole wheat pasta, got some cheddar cheese, kind of another, I wouldn't call it a cheat food, but kind of a more expensive food. This is $2. This is one of the few things that's not $1 in here. So I'm going to kind of put that off to the side so I can throw it in the fridge. I have like a dozen eggs I'm trying to get rid of, so bought some mushrooms, 2 things of mushrooms. Mushrooms are really good, vitamin D. Help, eggs are pretty inexpensive and they're kind of boring, so, $1 for mushrooms will spice up a breakfast worth of like 3 or 4 eggs. Got some blueberries, just really good for vitamins. Also, kind of another like mood lifting food. If you want to eat to feel better, eat some blueberries instead of Oreos. There's nothing wrong with eating a snack if you're kind of bored or down or tired or whatever. If if you're not struggling too much with your weight, but eating some blueberries versus eating some Oreos, kind of a big difference. So. Another bag of pasta. I'm going to be honest, I really don't like pasta that much, but it's so inexpensive and it lasts for so long. I'm trying to kind of train myself. Now, before I get into the flour, I'm going to show you this guy. So my new favorite thing, and I'll even grab the receptacle. My new favorite thing is homemade peach cobbler. So something like, half a cup of flour, half a cup of sugar, a little bit of baking powder, like a 1/4 cup of butter, can of peaches, about 25 to 30 minutes in the oven between like 350, 375. And you have just an awesome kind of peach cobbler breakfast, which, it's not the healthiest thing in the world. Flour is not unhealthy per se, but it's not like the most nutrient dense food you could eat. Canned peaches are better than nothing, better than not eating fruit. But it's just, a cheap, inexpensive meal that I really enjoy. So I got some gummies, some children's gummies, and the woman at the store could not understand why an adult would buy children gummies. And I told her, the vitamins don't care how old you are. Let's see what we got here. Just can't focus on this. It's kind of embarrassing. Junky little camera. But at any rate, so we got some flour. This was, by the way, this is the last flour in the store. This is 2 pounds of flour. You go for $1, you go to Safeway or Ralph's or something, you could easily be paying $3, $4, $5 for like 2 or 3 pounds of flour. So, and this is artisan baking flour. I will have you know. I don't buy regular baking flour. Only artisan baking flour. So we got the vitamins, got some peaches. That is bag number 1. Bag number 2, we got teepee number 1. Toss that in the direction of my bedroom. Teepee number 2. Got a little bit of first aid stuff. I'm kind of short on first aid at the moment, so we got a nice cotton gauze roll, 4.5 inches by 144, and I did check to make sure that it is, wrapped in a sterile package, which it is, because not all their stuff is like wrapped really well. And you don't always want to put all your, you don't always have a box of this. You might want to shove it in a bag or something, and the box kind of makes it bulky. Got some waterproof foam tape. One of the channels I was watching, they were saying some pretty good stuff about that, and it's always nice to have tape for gauzes, for bandages, for tape, gauze. If all you have is like tape and gauze, that's you're off at least to some sort of start in first aid. Got another bandage roll here. And you don't necessarily have to use this thing for one. If you come up to someone and they have like 5 lacerations, you can cut this into 5 pieces and use a little bit for each one. You don't have to wrap their entire hand in gauze. You can kind of fold it up a few times. And I'm not going to get into like a first aid video, but got some gloves. I'm kind of short on rubber gloves in a few of my first aid kits. So there's that. And then what do we have here? Just like a 3-pack of gauze in case I don't always want big stuff. So, I spent like $5 or $6 on some first aid stuff. I don't buy first aid stuff all the time, but now I feel a little more comfortable. Maybe I'll put some gauze and some tape in my bicycle. I don't have any first aid stuff that I take to school, so I'm kind of working on doing some school first aid-ness. All right, so let's kind of get all this stuff over here. Got a couple bags. The lady at the store convinced me to buy them. They were only $0.25. They're usually $1. They're super robust. So yeah. Watermelon Pop-Tarts, just kind of a quick breakfast / snack to take to school. Kind of another cheat food. Some shampoo. Self-evident. And, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not stocking up on shampoo, but I would certainly, be nice to wash your hair with whatever your favorite shampoo is. Refried beans. I've been eating homemade nachos and refried beans and they're for the tostadas and stuff since I was a kid. So they're pretty nutritious, fiber, low in fat. They do have some good healthy fat in them. They keep for, July 24th, 2019. Okay, so that's like a year and a half, but it's still better than nothing. Garbanzo beans, just more canned good food. These are actually organic, which is cool. Not that I'm, a big believer in all that hype, but it, for what it's worth. Got some whole kernel corn. They always sell out of this stuff. I usually like the Del Monte, especially because it has a pull tab instead of the, I only have 1 can opener right now. I need to get a couple more can openers. A couple ace bandages, just some 4-inch ace bandages. And if you'll notice, they probably sold for that at some store at one point. It could be marketing for the 99-cent store, but it is also possible that if you go to CVS, I'm sure you're going to pay more than $1 for a 4-inch bandage. Got some instant coffee. I don't have a coffee machine. I don't have a lot of counter space, so I'm just not really about it. I used to not like instant coffee, but I've just got to where, I used to make espresso for myself every morning, but just kind of got to be just not. Well, I broke the machine. I'm not going to say it wasn't worth it, but I broke the machine. Some acetaminophen. Kind of a cold right now. I usually don't use even over-the-counter stuff too much, but this cold and I got some back issues. Recent back issues. So that is that bag. On to bag number 4. We got some Italian sausage to go, pasta sauce to go with the macaroni or the pasta that I got. Just good to, if all you have is pasta and you don't have pasta sauce, you are going to get so tired of that pasta. So don't prep like $20 of pasta and no dollars of pasta sauce because eventually, you're going to run out of sauce eventually, but until then, it's nice to have a little bit of flavoring. More garbanzo beans. Got some bananas. I'll tell you a story of why I'm like, bananas are really healthy and it's not really a surprise, but I used to volunteer at this place that it was like a food kitchen / home for people that were in rehab. Okay. So one of the guys that worked there was like 65 or 70 years old. He looked healthy, but just wrinkles and the gray, like super gray hair. I could tell he was, he wasn't just 50 or something. He was in phenomenal shape, and every morning that I worked there, he would seriously take like not 2, not 3, but like 5 or 6 bananas and cut them all up and put them on his food. So I looked at this guy and thought, damn, this guy's in phenomenal shape, and he's eating like 5 bananas every morning. So I gotta eat your bananas. You're not gonna regret it. They're phenomenal food. Gummy bears, some more cheat food. Lifesavers, more cheat food. Some salsa to go with the tostadas. You know, going out to like Taco Bell isn't that expensive. But for example, where's the cheese? So like if you were going to go to Taco Bell and order a spicy tostada, which I'm kind of a fan of, it's got some special sauce and some lettuce, but essentially it's one of these, like 2 or 3 tablespoons of this, a spoon of this, and a sprinkle of this. So you figure if I'm making tostadas, I don't think I can make like every single one of these. I don't know how many are in here. 7 servings per container. Okay, but how many per serving? 3 pieces. Okay, so 21. So let's say I could make 10 tostadas. That's probably enough beans for 10. We'll just say 10, you know, give or take. Maybe not quite enough for 10, but we'll say 10. That's enough cheese. That's enough that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's $5 to make 10, or maybe a little bit more, give or take 10, or it's $1 each at Taco Bell, which is $10. So you can see that even buying inexpensive food at a fast food restaurant, and I like never buy anything at Taco Bell more than $1 anyways, but you know, per item. But just spending a little bit extra energy to get your fast food fix at home, you already saved $5. And you know what I bought with that $5? I bought my first aid. I bought my Ace bandage, you know. So next time you're like waiting at McDonald's or you're waiting at Taco Bell, just think, what kind of preps could I be buying with that $3 or $4? It might not be a lot, but you know, every extra bandage you have is going to help you out. All right, it's got some pinto beans, and actually, real quick, I do have a vacuum machine, and this plastic isn't really super thick. So I'd be curious if you think I should re-vacuum package these or maybe put them in one of my mason jars. I also didn't see an expiration date on them, which I wasn't really thrilled about. You know, I don't have any oxygen absorbers. I guess if you vacuum pack stuff, you should put oxygen absorbers in it. But just curious what your thoughts are, if you think this packaging is decent or if you think I should try to do something with that. Milk for coffee and cereal, mostly for coffee. More peaches, because like I said, that peach cobbler is amazing. And another bag for $0.25. So, in conclusion, we got, and you know, I kind of like to count my meals. So let's see here. If I take the bread and stuff out, we got sort of 1, 2, maybe like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, kind of like 8, 9 with the eggs. Beans are sort of like 7, so like 8, 9. I already count, the sauce goes with the pasta. The flour is kind of part of the, you know, maybe I'll give myself 10 because I have enough flour for some other stuff that I have. Pop-Tarts and some snacks, kind of call that 11. Plus the milk, we'll say 12. 13 for both of those, and then we'll just round up to 14, you know, with the coffee and the bananas and stuff. So $13 or $14, let's say 14, and I spent like $45. So, you know, 15 times 3 is 45. So I'm, give or take, I'm at about $3 per meal, which if you go to, you know, any fast food place, if you go out, you know, I could do a lot better than $3 per meal. You know, if I was getting rice in like 10-pound quantities, and if I'm, you know, getting chicken for 99 cents a pound, you'll notice I'm a little bit shy on protein. I have some beans. I don't have a lot of vegetables. They kind of have decent vegetables at the store I went to, but not all the time. But But feel free to tell me what you think of my 99-cent store trip. If you like stuff I'm buying, if you think I'm buying a lot of garbage, just let me know what you think. This is a learning experience, life in general. So if you have some positive or otherwise comments, feel free to leave them. I'm open to all comments. I am a American and I believe in free speech. If you agree with me or disagree with me, that's okay, as long as we respect each other's right to share our opinion. So, with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and I have an interesting story that I'm going to share with you on the next video. So, stay tuned. Thanks, guys. Bye.